What is up, guys? Welcome back to another daily build video. This time we're checking out the E-Type Series 1 Coupe by Jaguar because we need it in this week's summit. Let's go. Real quick before I get into the video, I just wanted to share something with you. You've probably seen the shitbox ads that pop up on each of these videos, but you probably don't know anything about that. That's a shirt company that my wife and I have started. Each of the designs on those shirts is hand-drawn by her, and they're inspired by builds that I've done in-game. Also, we are physically making these shirts ourselves and shipping them out to you guys when you order. So check out the link in the description down below if you want to get a shirt that's really awesome and support the channel at the same time. All right, let's get into it. All right, so the car is kind of slow, but it really doesn't feel that bad to drive. The statistics are not great, and the lateral G's are pretty bad for the category at 0.88. However, it feels all right. Like, it feels, after this tune, after the wide body and some vanity tires, which I'm on the fence about, but after all of these changes, the car feels pretty good to drive. It just isn't that fast. Like, you just can't hold very much speed in the corners. When you go into a corner, it slows the car down quite a bit. That being said, I don't think it's going to be a complete pain in the butt to drive for this week's summit because it just doesn't feel like a terrible car, even though it's running slower times than the majority of the cars that I've tested. So on Kyusha Spirit, it ran a 235/658, which is pretty bad. If you look here at the leaderboard that I've got, that is second to last. And then on Kiss Me Combi, it ran a 208/354. Again, pretty bad. So you can see that it's not running the fastest times, but like I said, it just feels okay to drive. So anyway, let's get into the tune, and hopefully you like this one. We've got the final drive at -3. We've got the brake balance at 53%, and then the aero load front at -5. We move down to the suspension. I've pretty much stiffened everything because the car is really loose. It's one of those older cars, and the suspension is all like really loosey-goosey. So +10 on both the spring front and rear, and then compression at 14% in the front and 9% in the rear. For the rebound, I've got 8% in the front and +5 in the rear. And then anti-rolls are all the way up, and the camber, I've got -0.25 in the front and -0.15 in the rear. Now this gives us 183 mile/hour top speed, which is actually really good in terms of like the actual statistical number that you've seen. A lot of the other cars don't even hit 181. Most of them are at 180. So 183 is pretty good. And the 4.4 acceleration is in the middle. 26.5 braking is horrendous, and 0.88 lateral G's is really bad. So it doesn't do well in terms of lateral G's, and that's totally apparent when you're driving it. So anyway, let's get into a grand race. Let's see how we do. All right, so we got the Jaguar up second. Obviously this is not a car that I recommend for the grand races, so this is going to be kind of crazy, and I'm using the Z4 first to try to maybe get a little bit of distance between me and the pack, and hopefully have a little bit of wiggle room for the Jaguar. But I do see Jeremy in here, which means we are gonna be in for a tough fight if I can even stay close to him. Luckily I started in first, so let's see what happens here. Oh, let's calm down, Z4. There we go. All right, let's get going. We need a little bit of a gap here. We need a little bit of a gap here. All right, we took that section pretty well. We got some good speed. The gap that I've got right now is not gonna last. They are slipstreaming each other and are gonna be going way faster than I am on this section of the course. So we're gonna do what we can, but they will catch me right here on this straight. This is this is definitely not going to be enough to hold them off with the Jaguar up second. This is not going to be enough. Psycho's in here. Just missed the concrete wall. Oh my goodness. We've got a whole pack right here that knows how to drive. So this is we're gonna switch into the Jaguar and just get absolutely gapped. Absolutely gapped. Do our best here. We got to give the Jaguar as much speed as possible. Let's go, dude. All right, if we get lucky, we'll have a nice straight, non-turning race here. Oh, and we've got a C2. We got a couple of RX-7s. Let's see what we can do, baby. Come on, Jaguar. Look at him just walk away, dude. It's just so slow. Oh, and it oh my goodness, dude. It's it's so bad for the grand races, bro. Okay, there was so much room on the road. You did not have to hit me on the way by. Yeah, I strongly recommend picking any other car besides this one. Although it looks really cool, to be honest with you. It's definitely not the right car for the grand races. And what's really funny is we have the course that would have hurt this car the least, which is this long, like, kind of straight-ish road. Every little turn, it struggles. The front wheel is losing traction on a tiny turn like that. It can't keep any speed. It's just a nightmare of a car for these races. I hope whatever we end up whatever the course ends up being for the summit isn't super terrible. Like, just imagine a ton of switchbacks and turns. That would be a nightmare for the car. I had to take that turn so slow. All right, into hypercars we go. Bicycles. We gotta try to catch this guy. Let's see what we can do. This car feels like an F1 car after driving that. Oh, I cut that too short. That might have ruined our chances of catching him. In situations like this where I'm chasing somebody down, I end up doing things like that. I end up overdriving. Instead of just driving the course like I know, I start overdriving. I got lucky on that one. Let's just keep some speed through here. See what we can do. We did pretty good there. We've made up some distance here. Not gonna happen. Hey, but you know what? GG's to these guys. GG's to Jeremy. I figured he would come in first. We're in for it this week with the Jaguar, man. This is not a very fun car to drive. And I take that back. It actually feels fine to drive. It's just that it's so slow. Like, you could tell on those corners, I was having to slow down a lot more in order to actually make the corner. And the one corner that I didn't slow down and I tried to just stick, I went wide and hit the bridge. So it just doesn't have the ability to handle the lateral G's like some of the other cars in that class. Mainly the RX-7, which handles great, and obviously the Focus. But yeah, it's when you compare it to those cars, it's tough. But luckily in the Summit, we're all going to be using that car for the event, so it's sort of a level playing field. Hopefully you like the tune. The tune does limit the back end sliding out. It actually makes the car very stable. There's a lot of suspension work that we did with that tune, so it balances it out so that it's not all bouncy and unpredictable. The steering is very predictable, so hopefully that helps you guys. But yeah, that's it, man. The Jaguar E-Type, what is it called? E-Type Series 1 Coupe for you. All right, I'll catch you on tomorrow's daily build. Thanks for watching. Trigger out.